Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to PTV World special Eid show. Today we are celebrating Eid with the Muslim Ummah across the world, with Pakistani especially who are living abroad. I'm your host Maheen Jafri, and with me is the very talented, the one and only and the most amazing colleague, Umar Khalid Butt.
Thank you very much, Maheen. I didn't deserve that praise, but nevertheless, thank you so much for that. You are an equally talented colleague of mine, and we've had the opportunity of hosting shows together as well. And I hope the opportunities will keep on coming up, in which we'll get the, the stage, so as to say. And speaking of stage, the world's a stage, as they say, and this is what we try to do as well. And through this stage, we highlight issues, we highlight events, we highlight personalities, peoples, and television is all about that, discussions, taking out important points out of that, and then giving a certain perspective to our audience one way or the other. It is then up to the audience on how to decide what they want to do with that perspective, whether they digest or accept it, or whether they have their own points of view. But that is what diversity is all about, isn't it?
And speaking about diversity, Umar, we are here joined by amazing people, and this is what we do. This is the norm of PTV World, the culture that we introduce you to amazing people, and of course we have some amazing guests today, so brace yourselves, guys. We're going to be having lots of fun today. So we are joined here today by two very amazing, talented people, and we are lucky to be joined here. Let me introduce to you Umar Jafri. He is a senior broadcaster and a veteran FM radio broadcaster and broadcast system integration expert. Established 2 radio stations and trained more than 1,000 people as voiceovers and FM broadcasters. Worked in the diverse field of TV broadcasting and current affairs. Welcome, Omar, and a very happy Eid Mubarak to you.
Very happy Eid Mubarak to you as well, and very happy Eid Mubarak to all of our crew, people in the, what you can say, MCR, PCR, and all the crew, the people behind the camera, our producer, directors, and you two, and most of all, our viewers.
I think viewers are the most important thing, Umar, and because the equation that you have with the viewers is what makes you popular or not. If the viewers can understand what you're trying to say, decipher it, and kind of relate to what you are saying, I think that is where the connection comes. And you have such a broad experience. 2 of your shows are still being shown on PTV Home, and through that we see the diversity of your professional capabilities as well, Umar, and I really laud you for that.
Well, first of all, congratulations. You just know why I'm so lucky and why I'm so rich, because all those my programs are on here. Okay, just kidding. PTV is a godfather organization of all the media organization, I must say that. And the ethics and aesthetics which PTV is teaching to the whole world and to all the private media if they want to learn, I think it's no one is better than PTV, Pakistan Television.
That I totally agree with. But let's come to our second guest before we continue our discussion. Our second guest is no stranger as far as the media is concerned, or theatre is concerned, or even film or television is concerned. And now social media. I think this woman has encompassed all the different fields one way or the other. She studied in Pakistan, in Belgium, the daughter of a very respected senior Foreign Office colleague and ambassador, and she's come on her own, started doing plays, directed them, wrote them, acted in them, has been very proactive as far as highlighting the use of theatre for different social issues is concerned, and then has bifurcated into different other things, and now handles the social media team of a very important multinational organization.
She has grown so much in all these years.
Oh, she has. Yeah. Tülin Khalid, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, my producer was telling me that I wasn't giving the name of the lady. So Tülin Khalid. Tülin, welcome to the special Eid show, and what a lovely pleasure to have you here, right here on the PTV World Studios.
It is always my pleasure to be with you. As always, very, very kind introduction, Omar Bhai, and I know I shouldn't be calling you Bhai, but I do consider you also one of our, the pioneers of what we do in terms of showbiz or anything that we do. We've had great mentors and such as yourself, but Eid Mubarak to everybody as well watching the show.
Tülin, starting with you, we've had a brief introduction of Umar as well. So let's start with the day of Eid. How do you normally spend Eid? I mean, you're a working woman and you must have to handle so much. So how do you normally spend? this day?
So Eid is really, I think, about, for me anyway, it's always been about being with family. And really the first day of Eid for me is just immediate family. There's not a whole lot of socializing. Maybe like at the end of the day when you can, you know, get out of your Eid clothes and just sort of relax and wear something comfortable and meet your friends. There's actually a tradition that ice cream on
yes.
Eid night with the friends. So after the family stuff, but the day of Eid, of course, is waking up in the morning, seeing the elders, being with the children. Of course, the children all want their Eid. So it's a very nice, relaxed kind of day. And it's just about being with loved
Wonderful.
ones.
I think that is what all the essence of it all is. That's what Eid is all about. The meeting and greeting, the getting together of family and friends, and a very happy atmosphere, a lively atmosphere.
And most of all, Umar setting an example for children as well. When you're meeting your elders, you're gathering together with the family. You're actually setting, you're teaching those kids. You're actually training those kids practically on how should we observe this day.
Well, talking about traditions, where's Sheer Khurma?
We'll be talking about the Sheer Khurma, but we have to take a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching the Eid special on PTV World. I'm Umar, Khalid, but Maheen Jafri joins me as co-host, and we introduced two important guests to you, but we have a third guest who's come during the short break. You know, as they say, we save the best for last. So this is who we have as the guest. Let me introduce him to you. He's a very known name when it comes to literature, when it comes to television, and when it comes to film as well. He is a very prominent writer and has been on the circle or the circuit of literature in Pakistan since decades, should I say, because he has left a very valuable imprint as far as Pakistan's literary circles are concerned, because he is very open as far as the different issues that our society is confronted with is. He has shown that in his different writings, whether it is in his books that he has come out with, whether it is the plays that he has written. He does not mince his words whenever he writes, and that is his hallmark. Irfan Ahmed Urfi. Welcome to our Eid.
Thank you very much.
Eid Mubarak,
Eid Mubarak, and thank you very much.
What
I'm
a pleasure to
overwhelmed.
have you.
It's the same
The
here.
blue-eyed boy.
I don't
Blue-eyed
think so.
boy
Blue-eyed
from
boy.
Bandhan.
Bandhan. And yes, we are going to connect the dots as well, starting from Bandhan, Sir Urfi. How would you explain that experience? You know, because you're under the same roof where there was this set of
Yes,
Bandhan
of
for the
course,
first time.
yes.
I don't know what was the year. You might tell me 19.
I guess it was 1996.
1996.
Oh wow!
1996,
So how do
yes.
you feel? You know, sitting with. I think Umar has also worked in the drama serial Bandhan, and connecting the
yes,
dots.
yes, yes. Yes, he was,
So how do you feel?
Even
Sir?
we had few scenes.
So
together.
it's very nostalgic for me, and it's the same studio, same environment, and everything is, but not as same as it used to be.
Things
But
change.
things change. In those days, even I used to write scripts for magazine shows and other things for the television. So it was just an accidentally I was casted in that play, because in those days they used to record the episodes on weekly basis to air on the next week. So they already cast. They already had selected one of very promising young actors in those days. I guess I was also young in those days. So he disappeared on the very that day when he was supposed to be here to record that episode. So I just entered in the lounge lobby of PTV, of the same building, and Tariq Miraj and Nadia Khan, they were so upset what to do, and
Big names.
Yes, and it was quite popular play in those days. Bandhan was really talk of the town, and
And Tariq
everybody.
Miraj, what a wonderful
Ah,
director. Dhua
legendary.
and so many others.
And I guess in those days it was a Pakistan television play. It was a very prominent production of Pakistan television in those days. So, so then they just look at me, and Tawseeq was accompanying me, and he was also doing actually doing a magazine show. Basically, they offered him to play that role, and I was so excited until that Tawseeq must do that that project. So I tried to convince him, and he was not ready. He was not agreeing. And then he asked me, if you are so much convinced that this is a good opportunity, why don't you do it? And then Nadia Khan and Tariq Baraj, they were really alert, and they thought, yes, that's great, because the character was actually, he was coming back from Canada, and incidentally, I landed from Canada 3-4 days before. And the boy that the actor that they already had selected for this, he was also had colored eyes, blue eyes. So they just it was coincidentally, and then they asked.
No,
me
it was meant to happen. That is how they say. Sometimes things are meant to happen, and you are just part of that whole process, and somehow you just are there at the last piece, and the things just align themselves, and then you become part of that process. And it has been a wonderful journey for you, Irfan Ahmed Urfi. But before we go to the more entertaining segments, I'd like to just have one question from the three of you. What is the whole process of writing or even of acting for you? How does it all begin, Irfan Urfi?
I guess that journey and the process is more interesting than the destination or the result, because when you go through all these experiences, and basically curiosity is the main thing, and curiosity tempts you actually, and writing process is because it was, I guess it was genetically
inherited.
Because you had people in your family also.
Yes, because my family is from literary persons, and my grandfather was a great poet. My maternal uncle was a great poet. Even our parents were very literary. It's of the generation of our parents, you know, that all these British Indians.
So does this process also, gets improved with time, or it's pure, genetically inherited, like you were saying?
Well, of course, the nourishment and the environment and the training, and luckily I had very good in my college. There were very renowned poets and writers who were in the faculty in Syed College. I guess you are also.
No, I was. No, you are not. ICB.
So you were
ICB.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. So, ICB, Umar, ICB is such a wonderful institution. I'm sorry, I have to, this is an Eid show, but we have to talk about this institution. What a wonderful institution, a government institution.
One of the most prestigious institutes of Islamabad.
Exactly.
Shamil Khan is from ICB. He was my 4-year senior.
So, many good people have come out, including the both of us. But speaking of you,
same
Umar,
question.
and we both have the same names on top of
Umar,
that. So, Umar, the whole process that you have gone through as a producer, as an anchor, helping so many names come up
in broadcasting, especially.
In broadcasting, especially. Of course, this whole process, does it come very naturally to you? Is it something that you have worked on really, or is it something that you were, as they say, born with?
Well, as they say, it runs in the family. My father was a film producer in Dhaka. And he used to be with a very big name in Dhaka, Khan Ata Sahab, I think his name, I must take his name, and they made a very amazing film named Jalte Suraj Ke Niche. Well, it was released back in 71, and he came here and he started working with Pakistan National Council of Arts. He's my dad, he's an artist. And he gave his life to Pakistan National Council of Arts, and
that's
mashallah,
how
he's still
our parents were.
Yes, that's the story of our parents actually, and he gave less time to us, more time to office, but like where Pakistan National Council of Arts is today, it's because of his efforts. I must say that, and I'm really proud of it.
We should be.
And his well, it's the show is not about him, but his contribution to music industry. He's written a book. He was the first Pakistani author on the internet, and he wrote a book with the name of Who's Who in Music. And it was about Indian and Pakistan, like and Bangladeshi musicians.
Oh.
Yes, and their gharanas and everything.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Umar, there's one thing that you haven't told us. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to, say something that my co-host hasn't said. they both have been in a relationship since a very long time, and that is a marital one. They are husband and wife, and they share this very beautiful bond since many, many years. Maheen didn't have, I don't know, the courage to say it or didn't want to say it, but I wanted to kind of,
No, it's not like that, Umar,
pinpoint
but
it.
I would like to include something, as you were asking, something very important, a question, is it more like a process or does it comes to you naturally? I would like to answer because I have seen his journey, and I think I would say 90% is coming from the blood, from the family, because I know his father. My father-in-law is extremely talented. He has got a music degree from Romania, Western classical music degree. And it's something that, you know, people don't do these days. They don't have that kind of knowledge or the ability or the skill, you know, to really decipher what our music is, what our literature is. So I think I've seen his journey. I've been witnessing his journey. And honestly, Umar, you know, when I'm preparing for the show, I'm going to Umar and, you know, asking him to, you know, just please help me. And this is what I was doing last night.
Okay, but like I have a confession to make over here. I mean, it's not like a confession, but it was one of my biggest dreams to appear on air with you and Urfi bhai.
Acha?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I always wanted to be on air with you, to be very
We were really
honest.
excited when he came to know that you're hosting the show and
Whenever
you're the
we
guest.
talk about your family and your name, we talk it with very respect, with very love at our home.
Thank you so much.
And the bond my father and your father had was really out of this world. And
I think those were the best of times. Let's
yes,
put
the
it
best
that
of
way.
times, exactly.
A lot of things have changed with the new generation. Speaking of new generation, Tülin,
Yeah.
you know, you are neither here nor there as far as the new generation. You're not Gen Z, but you're not our generation either.
Yeah.
So Tülin, I've seen you evolve, and Maheen can be testament to that as well, because she's seen your plays as well, and she's seen you also, you know, evolve yourself into this wonderful, wonderful creative artist. The whole process of creativity, again, I ask the same question as the others. Is this inbred? Is this something that you work on, or is it a combination of the two?
That's a great question. I think it's a combination of different factors. An interest, an innate aptitude. You're all from families that are very creative in their field, but I come from a bureaucratic family. But my mother was very creative, she is a very creative person, so she always was interested in painting and doing small art projects. From childhood, I loved drawing, writing, singing, acting, playing. I used to live in my own imagination. I could play with my dolls for hours, or just be completely in a different universe and create. The real world was really not of interest to me. I lived somewhere else.
So Tülin, how was the experience of living in two separate worlds when the reality is totally different? Because it gets really hard for people, like, because I'm an artist as well, and I know how difficult it is to, you know, synchronize the outer world with the inner world, and then you always are feeling, you know, the outcast, or the, you know.
I was very lucky that I had parents who were very supportive of my creative endeavors, and maybe, and this is going to sound very biased, but I was lucky to have schooling in different places where across the world where creativity is nurtured and encouraged. And it's not to say that it's not here. I had a great experience in school here where our principal was very, but as an educational system, we're not very good anywhere really at encouraging children to pursue non-academic interests. So again, I think it was not very difficult for me, also because these days one of my favorite sayings is Delulu is the Salulu.
Yeah.
Being delusional is the solution. So I love that. I learned this from my own kids who are, you know, Alpha and Gen Z.
Yes.
Delulu is the Salulu. And they're like, Mama, please don't say that. And I'm like, I will say it all the time. But it's, you do have to be a little delusional and be doggishly determined to live in that other world.
Very well said.
And,
So agree with that.
not let, you know, don't get bogged down, because I think if you bring a bit of that into your everyday life, that's how you create magic
Yeah.
in the real world.
And
that's why art and writing and production and people, why do people watch movies? And it's aspirational, because somebody is crazy enough to stay in that world and
bring the idea in the real
So
world.
true.
Yeah, very well said, beautifully. Thank
Let's
you.
talk
Tülin.
of our show's world, of this show's world as well. Now we have lots of interesting things that Maheen has also prepared very diligently. I mean, I was just behind the scenes, and she's the one who has been the most proactive. I need to say that.
Thanks
out
to our
loud.
researcher Ikra as well. Hi Ikra, thank you so much for doing this
Yes,
great job.
of course, it's always a collaborative effort, and our producer as well, Rehman. I have to name him as well. Let's begin with the first game, shall we?
Yeah. So this game is called One Word, and Umar, should you start?
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
So what we are going to say is we will. What will we do? What do we do in this?
God, you're just going to say it out loud, and he's going to answer. So
Okay. And so I
Just
say
in one
a
word,
phrase,
okay,
and then what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, I will a bit out of sync with things. There's too much of current affairs going on in my life.
oh yeah, I hope you guys have seen him all the time, 24/7. Mashallah, the kind of value he has been adding to our
Oh,
screens
come on,
is
Maheen. So do you.
amazing. I'm
So
sure
do
you
you.
all.
He,
know.
he's a force multiplier for
Yeah,
Pakistan
one-man
television,
army,
I would say,
yes.
Well, we are here with our guests, and we are here to do an each show. This one-word game is we are going to just put out one phrase or three,
And
four
then
words.
they're going to answer us with one word.
Okay, so let's begin with Irfan. Irfan, rain or sunny days? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Rain, I guess. Rain.
Okay.
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 What is your
But
what is
okay.
what
The first thing.
what is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say rain or sunny days?
Okay.
Is it an experience? Is it a memory? Is it something regarding your life or your experience?
music, I guess.
Music.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll switch to.
Okay.
Next question.
Omar, long drive or staying at home?
Staying at home.
Oh, ask me that.
Okay. This, Tülin, I don't know whether it applies to you, but I'd like to understand. Workout or Netflix and chill?
A tough one?
My workout is a walk, so walk.
Okay.
So what?
Walk. Okay.
Outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be coming over to you. If Meera and Veena were both drowning, who would you save and why? The credit goes to its,
well, this is a tough one.
Veena.
Veena. Okay.
Why? I am very curious. Very curious.
Because Meera can very much self-help.
Remember the Baji days?
Yes.
Oh, right.
So-
Yes.
So
So-
Meera will come out.
She'll come out on her own. Okay, that's
Veena
women
would-
empowerment.
Veena would like
So,
to have help.
Umar, favorite actor or actress?
No doubt, Rahat Kazmi and Rubina Ashraf.
Right. So, Tülin, favorite movie?
Oh, too many, है ना?
That's a tough
The
one.
latest, maybe.
Oh, Barbie.
Oh.
I think there were a lot of subtexts in the film that was very that were very interesting to
I
decipher.
didn't expect it to be so full of subtext, but yes, there were layers.
And sub layers.
Yes.
And a lot of people didn't understand what was trying to conceive or trying to decipher as far as social values are concerned.
A lot of subliminal messaging
Yes.
were
Yes.
involved.
And different generations got different things. And you could see that some jokes landed with my age group. And my kids were just like, why are they like the reference to Pride and Prejudice and Colin Firth? Like a bunch of women in the audience just burst out laughing. And we knew we're all the same age.
But
My
you know,
kids
that
were
is
like,
what cinema, television or theatre does. It connects you. And you somehow relate to some kind of a personal professional experience through what you see. And it is through this relationship that you either like or hate a film. I think both are good emotions. I think even if you hate a film, it's good because you then have a certain value or a certain point of view on that film or that television or that theatre piece. Coming back to you, Irfan, Pakistani cuisine or Chinese or any other cuisine?
Thai.
Thai, I always had to have a third point of view as far as, but Thai is excellent. I like the spice.
It's just spicy, it's hot and
The next question comes very naturally, beard or clean shave, Omar? I see you're clean shaven.
I'm a
But
clean
I
shave.
think you must be doing a lot of effort to,
Yes, I'm a
shave.
clean shave guy.
You're a
Yeah.
clean shaven guy.
Okay.
Okay, ठीक है. Tülin?
John Wayne.
Oh, John Wayne. I like the reference.
Yeah.
Westerns. Driving cars or racing bikes, Tülin?
Oh, that's tough. Racing bikes like motorcycles?
Well, could be
bicycles.
could be the
I
bicycles
like
as well.
a little bicycle, yeah.
Okay. So more of a safe person, rather than an adventurous person. But you are
Maybe
adventurous,
more
aren't you?
eco-friendly.
More eco-friendly. Okay.
No.
So, cricket or football?
I guess not both.
No to both.
So
My
what
answer.
then? What then? If it's
Workout, I guess.
Oh. So, Omar, I'd ask you, sneakers or sandals? No,
he
sandals.
knows the answer.
Yeah, sneakers. I love sneakers.
Right, Tülin, Eastern wear or Western? We already know.
I am very comfortable with Western wear. Yeah.
Texting or talking, Irfan? Because
Talk.
nowadays so much is going on
Yes,
through texts. But are you really of the opinion that we should text or rather meet in person and discuss?
Now people have started this voice
Voice
notes,
note,
yeah.
I guess texting would talking would be
Talking about it, but
because
face to
it's
face.
it's more
Face-to-face.
face to face.
There's that understanding and there the
it's
to
more
and fro that you can
expressive
do
and
that.
more, and it's a very direct interaction and it's better than texting, I guess. But
Okay.
it depends on the content and the subject.
That is so true. But it also depends on the person that you are talking to.
yes,
if
of
you like
course.
him or her or not, or whether there is a healthy discussion going
And
on.
even
Yes.
sometimes in the voice notes, you don't get to, have the real context of what we are talking about.
But in the voice notes, Maheen, you can either disregard or not even answer. When you are face to face, you have to answer.
Yes, exactly.
And if you don't, the other person knows exactly what emotion you are
You are
portraying.
visually obliged, actually. Yeah.
So I think that is a much better,
That's much better.
way of
Yes.
communication. Unless and until you have no other option but to go social media, and that I'll come to you with. Favorite city in Pakistan, Umar, apart from the one that you live in?
Oh, well, Lahore and Karachi, both.
Oh, why?
And why?
Lahore is a food hub. I was born in Lahore.
Well, so is Karachi.
Yeah, Karachi as well, both. I mean, the food.
Okay, for the food. You love both the
Oh
cities
yeah, I
for
love
the
the food.
But
Uh,
just
food.
for that,
The diversity in
Because
food,
the other day-
but the Lahore has that
that
cultural
vibe, that cultural vibe.
but yeah, the cultural vibe and so many historical places to see, and I mean
And
just
you were telling about Karachi. It's a very, lively kind of a city as
Karachi
compared
is
to
Karachi is the happening city.
yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, both these cities have lost their
Yes,
actual and original cultural vibes, basically.
A lot of
now.
pollution as well.
a lot of pollution, a lot of grey structure as well.
So I think we need to work towards that. I think Kamran Lashari has done a wonderful work as
Yes,
far as Lahore is
yes,
concerned.
yes.
His
He
work
has,
is
he has.
extremely important for Pakistan's cultural heritage. Tülin, dawn or dusk? This is a more creative question, isn't it?
Dawn.
Dawn, why?
Yeah.
Are you an early riser?
I am an early riser, not by choice initially, more out of obligation. But there's something really beautiful about a new beginning.
So
And
the
having
creative
that.
processes are happening mostly, I've heard that they're happening mostly at night time.
I think
Or
it
in the morning.
depends on the person. But for me, creative processes can happen anytime.
Anytime.
It's not, it's just when the idea strikes. But somehow there's a calmness about the morning before the world
Wakes up.
wakes up. And I guess people who are night owls feel that way about the night when it's.
Yeah, I am that.
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel the same. Yeah.
A lot of creative people are, but I think the early risers are the best because there's a certain serenity about dawn,
Yes.
and you connect with the
Yeah.
environment and the world in a whole different manner
Absolutely.
when you are an early riser. And I think that gives rise to a lot of different perspectives on life and how you need to move around with life, how do you need to tackle life. Life comes with so many challenges, and all three of you, I'm sure, have tackled challenges in their own ways. But I think it's very important and interesting on how you tackle those. So, Irfan Saab, I'll begin with you. This is a question that my producer hasn't given to me, so I'm going to just ask off the cuff.
Yeah, because our questions are finished.
Huh.
So I was thinking, where's the next question?
Challenges, so many challenges that you come across in your personal and your professional life. Without naming the challenges, how do you confront them?
I guess challenges, there's a difference between problem and the challenge. Problems can be solved, but challenge you have to live with you have to learn to live with it, the challenge. You have to face the challenge. And a challenge is for a writer, for a creative person, I guess it's more inspiring, and it's more at times it's motivating even. And of course, it's frustrating at the same time. At times, when you're not grasping the core of the reason or the root cause.
There's something important, because you're a writer, and since you're coming to this point, that they often say that you're not actually, a writer is not writing, it's actually you're bleeding on paper. You're transferring the pain on paper. So was that the context that you were talking about?
No doubt that we, for a creative, in a creative process, basically you just initiate, you just penetrate into the unknown, and it's a process that takes you any exploration, or the conclusion. Preconceived conclusions are applied in screenplay writing, most of the screenplay writing, or in a commercial, or in a behavioral change communication kind of projects, or for an article in a newspaper. But when you write down a fiction or any creative work, so you're not very clear. Actually, you are also inquisitive to know what actually is going to be explored. You are penetrating from unknown to unknown. So that's the process.
Umar, challenges, personal, professional, creative, how do you confront them?
Well, I have a very straightforward approach that you don't have to be a crybaby about them. I mean, if there is a challenge, just look at right in its eye, and you can decide that you're going to back out, or you're going to just go straight ahead with your plan. So what I usually do is I usually keep on going with my plan. It doesn't matter how many times I fail, because every failure brings you more closer to success. My strategy is something like this.
All right. I think that's important. But Tülin, you know, you're heading the social media team of a very important organization, and then you're very creative as well. Do both of these things kind of interloop somewhere, somehow? And what are the challenges that you are basically confronted with in your personal, professional, or creative life? Without naming them, how do you confront, or as you said, you know, face them?
I think it's very different when it's a professional challenge versus a personal challenge. But maybe the attitude is kind of similar. It's similar to what Umar said, that I think with a professional challenge, you're like, okay, if I have a plan, I know it's a good plan, and I'm doing the right thing. Maybe with a few pivots, I can resolve the problem, whereas Urfi said, like, resolve the problem. And fortunately, with social media, there is a lot of creativity involved, so I feel like I get to explore that part of myself. And a lot of the times, it is creative solutions in the moment. Like, if I'm shooting a reel, and I don't know how a certain event is going to go, what kind of footage, we're not scripting. This is something that's happening, I'm just covering it. You have to really move and go with the flow, and just be as present,
be flexible.
And then sometimes you shape the thing after. And kind of the same thing in real life. You cannot predict what challenges you're going to face. And I think the last few months I've really faced this a lot, personally as well, where things have come up that I didn't expect, and you realize that your plan was just not going to.
And then you adapt. Basically, you adapt yourself.
You have to pivot. But I'm a big fan of processing. And so the frustration that comes up, or the anger, or the grief, or the whatever feelings come up, before you have to pivot, just feel them.
I think that's very important. Feeling, I think if you don't feel, then you're not human. I think that is the basic essence. That is what makes you a human being, Ashraful Makhlukat, because you can feel for yourself and for the others. We have to go to a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. You're watching the Eid Special. I'm Umar, Khalid, this is Maheen, Jafri, and we've got three important guests with us. The last few minutes of the show, we just wanted to play a little game. Maheen, let's go ahead with that.
Yeah, you have the paper.
Yeah, I have the paper, so I have to start. This is a game in which we are going to guess the phrase by certain emojis that are going to come on the screen, and I'm going to ask, and Maheen is going to ask our guests as well as to what that emoji represents.
And let's check how present they are right in this moment.
Okay, let's see. Okay, let's begin with Irfan. Well, let's put the emoji on the screen. What does this emoji signify?
It could be a phrase as well and a word as well. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Counting.
Stars.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Tülin got it right. Counting stars. So, Umar, let's come to the next and let's see whether you can decipher it.
I don't use social media at all.
Yeah,
No,
that's not about social media, Omar.
Okay.
That's about intellect.
Let's see. Oh, Umar. This is going to turn into some kind of night discussion. Okay,
So-
guess the word, Umar.
Might be a phrase.
To be very I'm clueless.
Looks like someone's
Breakfast.
morning routine.
It's a morning show.
But what
Can
what
you
is it?
show us again?
Morning show.
Can you show this emoji again?
This again, please.
It was
Okay.
a black dot, a fry pan
fry
with an
pan.
egg,
Pen, yeah.
and a calendar.
And a calendar.
So you can combine the words.
I mean, that looked like a black hole in this.
No.
But it's one word.
One word.
One
No,
word?
it's
or
not
maybe
one word.
combination of
Phrase.
It's a
a
combination.
phrase.
Phrase or two words. Okay, I'm giving a hint. Two words.
2 words.
What is the color? Black.
I got it.
Yeah.
Like
Black Friday.
Yes. Tülin is winning. Tülin is winning.
She's got 2 answers right today. Okay, so let's come to Tülin. Tülin, now answer the next one.
Can we play, please?
Watch me not get the one that's meant for me.
Let's see that.
It's
Pink.
yeah. Great. Tülin is winning.
Being handling social media really
Yeah,
comes with its
exactly.
perks, doesn't it? Irfan Saab, next one comes to you. Let's see if you can decipher it. Okay, guess the phrase. This is a phrase.
Oh.
It's very easy.
It's a long one.
Tülin, have you guessed it already?
Yeah.
Okay, Tülin, so what is it?
No, I'll give him a chance. It's a bit of a longer one. And when you're partying or really enjoying, people say this.
I don't want to say it on air.
He knows.
Okay, Tülin, say it.
Have a
Time
wonderful.
flies when you're having fun.
Exactly. Oh my God. No, she's really getting all the answers right. Umar, next one comes to you.
Okay.
Oh, that's the easiest. Omar.
That's the easiest.
Starts with no.
I mean, it looks like a game we used to play when like.
Okay, starts with no. And
I
Tülin,
got it.
here we are. Tülin has already guessed it.
To be
Yes,
very honest,
the
no idea.
easiest.
No idea.
No idea. I swear, no
Irfan,
Do you
no
want to
idea.
give a
idea?
hint?
Yeah.
No something, no something.
God.
Challenging
Tülin, I'm
times.
impressed. Yeah.
In challenging times. No.
Associated with gym or workout?
Nobody can get it. Okay, Tülin, just say it out.
No pain, no gain.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, wonderful. I think
We
God.
are having
Really?
a winner.
we have a
Yes, no pain.
standout winner.
So where's the water cooler?
The wonderful isn't here, unfortunately. Get
We'll
one.
make you eat sheer khurma.
Huh.
Yeah, sheer
Half the
khurma.
show.
So the next one.
Oh.
It's morning and you get a phone call.
Just pick the words.
It's a phrase as well. 4-word phrase.
Oh. 4-word phrase.
Call.
Yeah, call. Starting from call. The
You
emoji
could-
was
call.
stunned.
Okay. So should we? Give the
Tülin.
answer? Even Tülin is bewildered.
Yeah, even
She
I'm
doesn't know, huh?
stunned.
Nine.
Call
I
it
think we
today.
Oh. Call it a
Call it a
day.
day.
You see,
I was
call
stuck
it-
on sun.
Can we have the next one, please?
Oh my God. 4 emojis.
Oh, I know.
Money.
Rainy days. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's raining money or something.
We wish, no.
It doesn't rain money.
Save for the rainy
Okay.
days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got
Oh,
one.
Irfan Saab got
Yeah, you
one.
got one,
Umar,
you
you
got
are
one. I'm on
left with
zero.
zero.
Yeah.
The clear loser. Why, Umar? What?
I'm
And
not good
Tülin
with
is our winner.
emojis.
Tülin is our clear winner.
You know, while chatting, I don't even use emojis.
Okay.
I think the only emoji I know
He
is
doesn't
like
even
the
chat
wink one.
anymore.
Okay. he has such a chatterbox in his wife. He gives him all the information.
Oh,
but
but my name is not Umar Khalid. I'm Maheen.
Okay.
Oh, that could have gone a bit wrong.
So you say
yeah.
I'm not a chatterbox?
You are, yes.
Well, on that note, we have to end this show. We've had a wonderful time with these three people and lot of fun. It's Eid day, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's all about: meeting, greeting, and discussing and having a great time, eating and drinking as well. And this is what Eid represents, doesn't it, Maheen?
And most of all,
the clothes as well.
Yes, the clothes as well. Most of all, I was very inspired, especially by Tulin's ideas when she says it's important to process something. If you're going through something, you're facing any difficulty, you have to really sit with the feeling. You have to process if it is pain, and then only then you can, come up with a solution. And that was the most inspiring thing for me in this
wonderful
show. Yeah.
I think we always need to take advantage of any discussion and take out the best of it and incorporate it in your own life.
Exactly.
That is what experiences are, whether it be through discussions, whether it be while watching a film or television or a piece of theatre, or whether it be working. Even in your work experience, you gain so much of experience and good thoughts through what you see and what you observe.
True.
It is all the power of observation. You need to open your eyes, your ears and your mind
And
for
hearts
that
as well.
Yes, exactly, and that is how you become better human beings.
Yeah.
Maheen, thank you very much to all three of our guests,
Thank
Irfan,
you.
Ahmed, Urfi, Umar, Jafri and Tülin, Khalid, to have joined us, to have talked to us. I think you all three of you belong to one single field, and that was the creative field, and that is what bonded the three of you. But it's interesting to
Bonded
have
all of us.
Yeah, you are also sorry, Maheen. You're also from the creative field because
And you
you're-
too.
Yes, and
Yeah.
myself as well.
Right.
So somehow it's the meeting of the creatives, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Creative minds.
Yes. Oh,
It was
yes.
very inspiring to meet all of you, mashallah. Thank you so much for joining us on
Thank
this
you very
Eid day.
Thank
And a very happy Eid Mubarak to all of you, to all the Muslims who are observing this special day with us. And we'll have our second segment after the break. Stay tuned. Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak to you all.